This is Scott with Spyker Spreaders, and today I'm going to be talking about the setup process for the Spyker DropIn sprayers. We have two models of these sprayers, the SPYDSB-9G and the SPYDSB-9G. And the setup procedure we're going to go through is relevant to both. These are designed to drop into the hopper of your Spyker ride-on or push spreader. First thing you want to do when you get your new spreader set up is to test the nozzles of both the spray wand and either the boom if you have the boom version of the sprayer, or the single nozzle if you have the single nozzle version. So before we start up the pump, we want to set our pressure regulator to the lowest setting. You can do that by turning the pressure regulator knob counterclockwise all the way as far back as you can. You can actually remove the knob, so just keep turning it back until it's loose. The sprayer tank will have about a half gallon of antifreeze that is meant to protect the pump and other components during storage. So when you open up the tank lid, you'll see some pink fluid in there. We need to add about a gallon of water for our spray tests to fully submerge the inlet hose. Before we test the pump and the sprayer system, we want to go ahead and turn the nozzles off on either the boom or the single nozzle if you have that version. You can turn off the nozzles individually by turning the knob on the top clockwise until it is fully tightened. We're going to do this across all 4 nozzles on the boom version or the individual nozzle for the single version. Now we're going to locate the toggle switch that comes with the unit, and we're going to plug it in. It's going to be a wiring harness with 2 quick connects. We connect them to the pins on the back of the toggle switch. Before you operate the pump, ensure that the spray line valve is turned off. And I'm going to go ahead and turn that switch on. You should hear the pump start humming. And because we turned our pressure regulator all the way down, we should be running, a very low PSI. In this case, 0 PSI. For the test, we want to turn that regulator up to 30 PSI. So I'm going to begin turning the knob on the regulator clockwise until the pressure reaches 30 PSI. Now that we've set the pressure to 30 PSI, we're going to check the wand. You can either, if you're in your workshop or somewhere where you don't want to spray the floor, you can open the tank and spray into the tank directly, or you can spray onto the ground. Note though that there is going to be antifreeze mixed in with the water, so take caution of whatever you're spraying at. Ensure that the nuts at the end of your spray wand are tightened up. Then I'm going to check the trigger lock lever as well. That's this gray lever right here. I'm going to squeeze the trigger and lift up on the gray lever to lock the trigger in place. I'm going to do this with my wand pointed in a safe direction. Okay, it stays locked and my wand is spraying. Now that we've confirmed that the wand's in good working order, I'm going to check all the fittings between the wand all the way down to the spray line valve to check for leaks. If you do find any fitting that's leaking, you can just tighten it up a bit. Everything's dry here. I'm going to go ahead and turn the pump off and switch the spray line valve. I'm going to go ahead and open the spray line valve. Now that I've opened the spray line valve, water pressure will be directed to the nozzles. So in this case, we have a boom set up here on the front of the workbench. Again, it's best to go ahead and turn off all the nozzles first to control the amount of spray that comes out when you're testing. What we're going to do is turn the pump on and check every nozzle individually to see that it's properly working. At this point, I'm going to check for leaks between the spray line valve and the nozzles. Everything is dry. If you do find any small leaks coming out of the hoses, you can always squeeze these hose clamps down. And I'm going to now go and individually check every valve or every nozzle for operation. By turning the knob on the top of the nozzle counterclockwise, I can open the nozzle valve. Next, I'm going to go through the calibration procedure for the drop-in sprayer. You're going to need to reference the calibration table in the manual for your product. In the table, you're going to see the model number of the nozzles for your sprayer and the application rate that corresponds to the pressure level that we're going to set here at the regulator. First, you need to know what speed you're going to be traveling at when you're applying product. And the table in the manual has settings for speeds of 2, 3, 4, and 5 miles per hour. For this example, we're going to assume that we're spreading product at 5 miles per hour. Also for this example, we're going to assume we want to spread product at a rate of 0.5 gallons per 1,000 square feet. If you reference the table in your manual, you will see that in order to achieve 0.5 gallons per 1,000 square feet at a travel rate of 5 miles per hour, you need to set your pressure regulator to 20 psi. I'm going to turn the pump back on. As you can see, the dial showing 30 psi. To reduce the pressure, I'm going to turn the dial on the regulator counterclockwise until the dial reads 20 psi. After I've adjusted the regulator to 20 psi, I am going to go ahead and turn on all my nozzles, as this will create a slight pressure drop, and I will adjust my regulator accordingly to ensure that I'm still achieving 20 psi. So I'm going to turn them all on. Okay, as you can see, there was a couple psi drop in pressure, so I increased the pressure slightly to achieve 20 psi during flow. Now we have calibrated the sprayer for an application rate of 0.5 gallons per 1,000 square feet at a travel velocity of 5 miles per hour. Sprayer does come equipped with an onboard 12-volt battery. When it comes time to charge that battery, there is a battery charger available through Spyker. When you open the box, you're going to see the charge unit and a couple sets of wires. The charger comes with 2 sets of charging wires, one with the clamp option and one with the screw-on terminal option. Either of these will work with the battery. In this case, I'm going to walk through the clamp-on terminal option, and I'm going to go ahead and connect the red clamp to the red side, the positive side of the battery, and the black clamp to the negative side of the battery. Now I'm going to plug the charger into the wall, or more specifically, to a 120 volt AC power supply, whichever you prefer. Now that the charger is plugged in, confirm that the charging light is on and charge the battery until the storage light comes on. When the green light comes on, the battery is fully charged. At that point, you are fully charged, calibrated, and ready to spray. So if you have any additional questions, contact Spyker customer service at the number below, and don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. Thanks.